Oh, so, I don't know if this is in focus. If you can hear the TV in the background, we are watching Haley, Loey, and Andrew, the Soul Siblings, newest ghost hunting video. But today is the 21st of September. It's the last day of summer. That hurt my feelings. And yeah, I have some coffee. I just lit a brand new Virgo season candle, so it's very autumnal in here. But where's my book?
It's quite terrifying, the connect between the killing and torturing of animals and murder.
That's behind me.
Horrifying cases. So
I am 20 pages into Sweet Black Waves, and I don't know yet. I really don't know yet. I don't know. There's just something that I'm not connecting with. And I don't know if it's the story or if it's me being in a reading slump. But
he was a police officer, and I don't want to get arrested. And I also
I'm trying.
don't want to wind up.
I haven't started The Wrath in the Dawn yet. And I'm thinking maybe I should at least get like the flow reading. Is there anything else I wanted to say? No. Hello, I'm stressed out. Also, did I ever take that bandana off my head? I didn't. Okay. It's a look. I'm on page 95 of Sweet Black Waves. And I'm just a little stressed out because if Tristan is... Okay, this is a little mildly spoilery, but I think you should have put it together yourself. I mean, the what is it called? In the very beginning. Oh, cool. I closed the book without the bookmark. Like the royal nobility and family lines are in the very beginning of the book. So if Tantris, who is the Tristan, is Tristan, does that mean what? Because Branwen's cousin is Essie, Ezolt. What's happening? I'm confused. Because, like, they're the book TP, you know? So I guess we're veering from... I'm sweating. This light is making me sweat. I don't know. I just thought I'd,
Share.
Thank you. It's late.
Your hands are
flailing.
All that talking.
My hands are saying everything that my brain's not saying.
Okay.
So, you get it.
I do.
I'm just, because, you know, Tristan and Isolde are a thing, right? Or maybe I need to brush up on the story. Am I wrong? Oh, nice. My coat has shipped. Oh, thank you.
Thank you for that information.
Thank you for that life-altering information. I don't know what's happening. I'll let you know what's happening. Y'all, is Branwen going to be friend-zoned? Is this how we're going to bring peace between the two lands? Because Essie and Tristan, I refuse to call him Tantris, are going to end up together. Because I don't, that's not a vibe. I'm not really here for that. I need to stop reading because it's almost 2 a.m. and I have to be up really early tomorrow because I'm going to Hershey Park with my friend and her children. So I should probably go to sleep. But I'm stressed. So I'm 135 pages into Sweet Black Waves. You hear the TV. We are watching the new show Manifest because Josh Dallas is in it. Prince Charming from Once Upon a Time. So, anyway, I'm stressed. I'm so stressed because it looks like the things that I fear could possibly be happening. Tristan, I'm glad we're not calling him Tantris anymore because it reminds me of Tetris, shows up at, mild spoiler, this tournament that's supposed to determine who Essie's going to marry.
The problem, ladies and gentlemen,
you know what? I don't.
Montego Bay, Jamaica on April 7th, 2013.
No. I didn't go through.
It's November 4th, 2018.
I didn't go through this. the first 135 pages, irritated by the insta-love thing. Get past that just for this to happen to me. I know Keen, or whatever his name is, how we pronounce his name, is interested in Branny. Spoiler, sorry. But like, leave, sir. Goodbye. Okay, so I'm 247 pages into this book, and I have a lot of feelings. I'm trying not to keep spoiling things. Like, I am really loving this book. When I first started reading it, I didn't know how I felt about it. I think that was just more of a me thing. I felt like I was going into a slump, but I'm really into this book. I love it. I am not loving where I think that it's going. And because what I did do is quickly brush up on the original story of Tristan and Isolde. And if this story is playing on, it's about to veer into like the main part of the Tristan and Isolde story, I'm not here for it, to be honest. I think this is a series. I at least know there's a sequel coming out, so that's probably where we're going towards. And the whole sequel is probably going to be like resolving that issue. You see me very carefully trying to not full out say what the story is. I mean, if you know the story, then you know, but or you could also just like Google it or watch the movie. Options. We have options. But yeah, also Essie, I get where she's coming from, but like she gets on my nerves. I don't like her. I thought I tried to, but like I can't with her right now. And like I get where she's coming from, that she feels like she doesn't have a choice, that she should be able to choose who she marries, and she doesn't want to feel like a pawn, and that all she is like basically the crown. But, and I know like we've seen where Essie has panic attacks, so I know like from personal experience that I kind of blow things out of proportion when I'm really anxious about things. But sis, come on, she's very immature to me, so that's where I'm at right now. You ever read a book and you're like yelling at the character because they're going to do this thing, and you know they shouldn't do the thing because it's going to backfire and it's going to ruin everything, it's going to ruin all of your hopes and dreams, and you're just like, please don't do this thing. But like the book's already written, so it's already destined for them to do the thing. There's still time. I could still be wrong. I don't think I'm wrong. I'm hoping that I'm wrong. But it's actually like legitimately stressing me out and making me like anxious. I keep putting it down because like the anticipation building up. I'm working myself up. Oh no! Oh no! I knew this was going to happen. Not like this. I got so far. I'm in the last like 10 pages of this book. I'm like, oh, maybe I was wrong. And oh no. Wow. I'm crying real tears over this book, and just broken out into a cold sweat, and you know, when I started reading this book, I didn't think it would make it to like maybe one of my favorite books I've read this year. I'm so like, I'm upset. I feel legitimately heartbroken. Hi. So it's 12:25 when it is now the 28th of September. Oh my god. Okay. I have such a bad headache. Also, I mean, first and foremost, I was already getting sick. That's beyond the point. First things first. I finished reading Sweet Black Waves last night. I have so much to say and yell about, but that's not what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to push that back and talk about that tomorrow. I'm going to get up and talk about that tomorrow. I've had a day. If you can't tell, I'm sure you can look at me and tell that I have been crying. Yep, sure have. So I went with my mom to her doctor's appointment today, and after that we went to the bookstore, which was a mistake. I'll get into that later. And then after that, somehow yesterday we were able to score free passes for an early screening of The Hate U Give. The Hate U Give comes out on October 19th, so it's like almost 3 full weeks before the movie comes out, and there's no way in the world I was going to pass that up. So, you guys, I'm trying really hard not to start crying again. I went in to this knowing it was gonna be emotional, it was gonna like hurt me, because the book was a lot. It was powerful. The book is one of my favorite books I've ever read in my life, and thankful that I actually did get to tell, I almost called her Jackie, what? Angie, how much the book meant to me and how much it impacted me when I met her at BookCon. We just had a really cool moment about it. So I knew I was going to be emotional. I said about like 12 times just waiting for the movie to start, can't wait to cry my eyes out. I didn't know just how much. I said this in my tweet, I said this in all the posts that I've posted about this movie. I've never been so rocked by a movie in my life. I've never been this... Oh God, don't cry. Just from the very first moment of this movie, it's so much, it's so important and necessary, and it's powerful, and just if you see this movie and you're not moved by it, if you read the book and you're not moved by it, there's something fundamentally wrong with you, and you're the problem that we're dealing with, you know? And just, I don't know, it's, oh God. Every single performance in this movie is just, ooh, Avatar's on. It's just, it's perfect and just raw, and just, my God, my heart's been ripped out. I don't have the words to talk about how amazing and how this movie is, how much it means to me, and I'm just like, please go see it. Please go see this movie. There's nothing to say about it. Amanda Stenberg. I know, oh God, not everybody, there are a lot of people that were pissed off that she was playing Star, even though she was cast before the cover came out, but this, Amanda Stenberg, wow, just, oh my God, Maverick and Lisa, just the whole family, the family dynamic, everything. Also, side note, it's so bizarre to see KJ Apple with dark hair. I know that he's not naturally a redhead, but it's still really, really weird to me. He was great. Told my mom I will no longer accept Riverdale slander in this house. You will watch it, even if it's awful, you're gonna like it. I'm just so I know I'm heartbroken and just like I want to cry, but I'm so happy because it was so true to the book, and the parts that were different were necessary to be different. Just I just feel like shaken and just like rocked to the core, and just I started weeping when Angie made a cameo towards the end.
Yes.
Oh my god, I like squealed. Algie Smith, who plays Khalil, he was at the screening, so that was pretty cool. He was great. Just, oh my god. I'm so thankful for The Hate U Give. Like, I am thankful to Angie Thomas for writing this book. I am thankful to Fox for making this movie. I am thankful to George Tillman for directing this movie, and every single person who was in this movie. Give Lil Sakani an Oscar.
Yes.
Now.
Yes.
I just, God bless. Anthony Mackie can see me on the street though. Like, literally on site, I will punch you in the throat.
No, she won't.
I
You
will.
were good.
No,
You were
I'm
good.
gonna deck him in the throat.
Ah.
Truthfully speaking, I'm not sure if I can go see it again when it comes out in October, because I haven't felt this like this since going to see Dear Evan Hansen. I've been trying to figure out since we left the theater. What was the last thing? I've never cried all the way through a movie, but I have the same sensation, like the same like, oh my god, I feel changed.
It reaches your core.
Yeah, it's like in my core. I feel like impacted and like changed from seeing it. It was Dear Evan Hansen. This is the exact same feeling. I don't have anything else to say. It was just, it's hard. It's hard to watch, but it's reality, and I'm gonna cry. Oh, no, we're not. No, we're not. Moving on. So because this was a screening, you were able, if you did like the little testimonial thing that you always see on the news programs and like the promotions for the movie. Excuse me. Would you like to be in my video?
No.
So obviously we did that because I want to talk about this movie. I want to tell everybody to watch this movie, read the books. So we got little swag bags. Got little. Ooh, I just realized this is a canvas bag, so this is gonna be a sturdy. The Hate U Give promotional tote, and we also got the movie tie-in editions of the book. So I now have 3 copies of The Hate U Give, 2 of which are signed, but I have the movie tie-in. Star and I are wearing the same jeans, so that's great. Includes exclusive bonus content. There are some. I skimmed through it. There's some movie like the stills from the movie, so that's really cool. I don't know what else is in here, but I'll look through it. But so I came home carrying so many books because, like I said earlier, I'm gonna mention this really quick. My mom and I went to the bookstore.
Yeah.
To kill time. I was supposed to go to Ulta because I needed to redeem my birthday gift, but we went to the bookstore. I just wanted to look. So got me. I always get one of these from Barnes & Noble. Books are the quietest and most constant of friends. Charles William Eliot. First and foremost, because I had to get this because I didn't know that I had so much trouble finding this book with the original cover to All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han, and it's, like I said, the original cover. They had the movie edition. Maybe I'll get it eventually because Lana Condor, I love her. I wish they had a cover with Noah on it, but whatever. And I wasn't looking for anything actually, but since we were browsing, there were some new releases. I'm like, ooh, they had like the thriller and suspense section. I was like, okay, Halloween coming up, it's spooky season. Let's get some spooky books. And I have this book, which is called The Dark Beneath the Ice by Melinda? I'm sorry. Barube? Something is waiting to pull you under, and from what I read, it's sort of like it's a ghost story. There's an exorcism involved, and this girl's losing time. She's doing things like that she would never do. Objects are breaking around her. There's an exorcism which pisses off whatever it is that's haunting her. So, and it tells her she has to give back what she's stolen. I don't know what that means, but. And then I also picked up this book, The 48 by Donna Hosey. 2 time-traveling teen assassins are about to turn Henry VIII's court upside down. I love stories about like Henry VIII and like the Boleyn era is what it's late. The Tudors is what I'm trying to say. And so this isn't really like Halloween-y or spooky. It just sounded really interesting. But like I said, they're called the Assets, I believe. The time-traveling teenagers who are basically tasked with stopping King Henry's marriage to Anne, I believe. Or his next marriage, I guess. I don't know if that's to Anne or to, was it Jane Seymour after her? A newly minted assets of the 48, as newly minted assets of the 48, they have spent the whole, I can't read, of their young lives training to serve the clandestine institution that raised them. They are prepared to do anything to see the 48th agenda succeed, even if that means rewriting the history of the world. Also, before I go, when we were doing the testimonial post-movie, high-key made the lady asking the questions cry, so. Alright, this might be out of focus, but so is everything else right now. Okay, so first things first, yes, I'm back in the hoodie. One, because it's cozy, and I'm sick, if you can't tell. Living my best life, but that might be for the best, because that means that hopefully I won't start yelling and be as dramatic while I try to talk about this book. So like I said, I think in the last clip, I just finished reading Sweet Black Waves by Christina Perez, and y'all. Okay, so this book is a retelling of sorts of Tristan and Isolde. Tristan and Isolde, depends on who you ask. But the story's told through, it's the story of Branwen, who is Essie or Isolde's cousin, the princess's cousin, and the niece of the queen. And she's not just her cousin, but she's also her handmaiden or lady's maid or whatever. She saves the life of Tristan, who washes up on her country shores, and unbeknownst to her, he is from the rival country. She saves his life, and the sort of like, he awakens the magic that's in her blood. The women in her family carry the magic of the goddess of the land, and basically it's her quest for peace between the two countries, and the growing relationship between her and Tristan, the bond between her and Essie, and trying to balance all of that, because essentially she's betraying her kingdom and her best friend cousin. All the while Essie is supposed to be finding a husband, because she's going to be the queen, so she needs a king to be the champion of the land. That's all I'm going to tell you. If you know the story, then you can piece together things that happen. But I bought this book completely on a whim at BookCon. The last day of BookCon, we were leaving BookCon, actually. How many times can I say BookCon? And we went over to the little table where they were selling books, and I just really liked the cover. And then the person that was working the booth told me that it was a retelling of Tristan and Isolde. And one, you know that I am a sucker for retellings. Two, I've always loved the story. I love the movie too, so I was like, yeah, cool, absolutely. got it 2 days before it was released, so I also was like, yeah, I should get this because I'm gonna get it early because that's cool. I'm cool. So I think I've put this on several TBRs since June. Finally got around to reading it. So I said all of that to say that I bought it on a whim, which means I was very interested in the book, but I didn't expect much. Not like I didn't expect it to be bad. I just didn't expect to be so I didn't expect to be so invested in this story, stressed over these characters. Oh, I was talking about being in a slump, and it was taking me a little bit to get into it. Like, the writing is very formal at some points and like medieval type, but that's to be expected because that's like the time period that this takes place in. But I really did get into it really fast. The one thing that kind of annoyed me, well, there are two things that annoyed me, but the first thing I got past quickly was the element of the insta-love happened so fast, and initially I was like, okay, but then you take into consideration the fact that we're dealing with old magic and like fate, so that kind of makes sense. And I guess the whole thing of the land leading the characters down the path that their lives are supposed to go down, so I'm like, okay, I get it, it makes sense. The other thing that annoyed me throughout this whole story was Essie. Alright, I'll get back to that in a minute. This is so scatterbrained, I'm so sorry. Like I said, I loved the story. I didn't expect to love the story. I love Branwen. I love Tristan, despite everything. Essie is, like I just said, she gets on my nerves. She's very, very selfish and immature. And I get it. Like, she's the princess and she wants to have makes her own choices in her life, but I'm like, girl, being destructive is not the right choice, okay? You're on my nerves. Essington. That's not her name. Her name is Isolde. Yeah, just a lot of the things that she did, a lot of her little temper tantrums were a lot. And like, I know some of her character is that it's not like she panics a lot and has a lot of anxiety issues, and obviously it's not worded that way, but like, you see it, and I'm just like, okay, but still you're annoying. You're still, I don't like you. I don't like her. I know she's pivotal and like important to the story, but I don't like her. Love everyone else though, you know? I forget what I was going to say. I like the whole concept of the old ones, and just the I don't know what I'm saying. I'm sorry. And then we get to the end of the book, and you see all these tabs. These are all me yelling from about halfway through the book, because as I'm reading the book, I got confused because, let's see how I can say this without spoilers. I didn't see how the structure of the book was going to coincide with the actual story of Tristan and Isolde. I'm like, am I confused? Am I remembering the story wrong? So I like Googled the original story like to brush up, and I was like, okay. So about here is where I realized where this was going, and even though I hoped that it wasn't, I was just me progressively getting more stressed out and upset, and my worst fear came true. And I mean, can you consider a plot twist if you know what's going to happen? I'd say yes, because even though I knew to an extent what was going to happen, one, Christina dragged it out to the point where like, oh, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm gonna be blessed and we're just gonna jump over this or handle it in a different way. But no, it happened and it still hurt me and broke my heart. Like, there were actual real tears shed. When I tell you I got so invested in these characters in this story, there were tears shed. I threw the book across the room and I was up so long just thinking about this book and just how I personally felt betrayed. Like, I felt like I was Branwyn for a minute and like I was just living through this and it hurt my feelings. I tweeted Christina, I was like, how dare you? I kept my mom up because I needed to rant about this book. She said, I have an appointment in the morning. I don't feel like talking right now. I'm like, okay, but hear me out. That being said, I am pissed off that I have to wait until August 2019 for the second book to come out. That is rude and disrespectful. That being said, I am going to pre-order it as soon as possible because I need to know what happens next. Like, part of me doesn't want to know what happens next because I'm like, could it possibly get any worse? And with sequels, the answer is always most likely yes. Yes, it can, especially if this is going to be a trilogy. I know I'm going to go through emotional turmoil before getting to the conclusion of the story. I'm not alright. But since we all know I am a sucker for retellings, I am reading another one right now. It's I'm reading it for the third time. It's one of my favorite books of all time. I'm rereading The Wrath in the Dawn by Renee Ahdieh. Can I finish this book in 3 days? We'll see. I mean, I'm sure I can because I've read it. I know what's happening. I'm gonna fly through it. And then we'll be in spooky book season, so that's exciting. I have to figure out my haunted TBR for October. I have one. I got a new book yesterday. The one I mentioned. Alright, so I'll see you later. Hello, so what we're doing is pretending that I don't look as absolutely tragic as I do. This cold isn't going anywhere at all. I just wanted to briefly check in to say that, one, I still love this book so much, and two, I have about 100 pages left. I read about 75% of this book yesterday, which I guess is the bright side of being stuck in one spot sick. You get a lot of reading done, even though a lot of it was difficult because I didn't even have the energy to hold up the book. But this is my third time reading The Wrath in the Dawn. There's not much to say that I haven't said about it already. I love the story, I love Shazi, I love Khalid, everything in me. So yeah, obviously the goal for the rest of the day is to finish the book, finish out this vlog, and probably take a nap because I have a fever. Hi, it's me. Don't mind the pajamas or my little lamb back here. It's 12:30 in the morning, and this video is supposed to be going up tomorrow, and I realized I never uploaded the outro. The last clip I was still rereading The Wrath in the Dawn. I've since finished it, obviously. Khalid is still the fictional love of my life. Thank you for asking. Still love the book. There's nothing new to say. So, yeah, that's September wrapped. If you like this video, which I hope you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you like me, feel free to subscribe. All my places are down here, so you can follow me and I'll follow you back. And I will see you soon. Hopefully looking a lot more presentable. Bye!